Good morning, everyone. Ramon Hunter here, and today we're going to be talking about the biceps brachii. Now, this is a very common muscle. A lot of the guys love this muscle because it's the muscle that is very visible to everyone. Some people call it the guns, show your guns. That's the biceps, the biceps brachii. The superficial muscle is a large superficial muscle of the anterior aspect of the arm, right? It is very visible. It's very obvious. Now, the reason why it is called biceps is because bi means two, ceps means head. So it has two heads, biceps, right? One head is a long head and the other head is a short head. Now, I have this diagram here. Let's zoom in a little bit. Now, this right here, this one that is highlighted is the long head. As you can see, I'm going to just turn it so you can see straight down. It originates from the supraglenoid tubercle right here, supraglenoid tubercle. It travels through the bicipital groove and inserts into the supraglenoid tubercle of the scapula. The other head, which is a short head, originates from the coracoid process, this bone right here, the coracoid process of the scapula. Both inserts into the radial tuberosity down here, the radial tuberosity of the radius, right, via bicipital aponeurosis. So that's important because if you really want to target the biceps, if you really want to target this major muscle right here that's at the front part of your arm, a flexion type exercise or bending the elbow alone won't help. You need to attack it just the way how it functions. It helps with supination and it also helps with flexion. So it supinates the forearm and it also flexes the elbow. It supinates the forearm and flexes the elbow. So if you really want to target this muscle and you really want to build it and develop it and grow it and make it big, right? Flexion alone won't help. Flexion plus supination, and I'm going to show you how that looks shortly. All right, guys, so there you have it. We went through the anatomy for the biceps brachii muscle, we went through the origin, we went through the insertion, and we also went through the primary movements for the biceps brachii, which are supination of the forearm and flexion of the elbow joint. Now, why is this important? Because there's another muscle involved. There's another muscle deep to the biceps brachii that also does elbow flexion. As a matter of fact, it is the primary mover for elbow flexion. The muscle that I'm talking about is the brachialis muscle. So whilst there are many people in the gym or at home working out and saying, I want to get my biceps big and tough and buff and massive and well developed and defined and all sorts of different stuff like that, you're missing a very important component to the biceps if it's just flexion that you're doing, because the brachialis muscle also does elbow flexion and it is a very powerful elbow flexor. So you can imagine, maybe the brachialis muscle is doing a lot more of the flexion than the biceps brachii because you're missing an important component, which is supination. So if you really want to get a full engagement of your biceps brachii, you also involve supination. Do a combination of both, supination and elbow flexion. Look, showing it from side view, my elbow is flexed. My hand is pronated, my forearm is pronated, elbow flexed, tucked into my side, it's fixed. As I supinate, the bicep contracts. So the bicep also supinates the forearm. As you can see here, the bicep is supinating the forearm. Not only flexes, yes, you can see that it flexes the forearm, it flexes the elbow as well, but it also supinates. So if you want to get a full and proper engagement of your biceps brachii, I would strongly suggest that you include a component of supination as well. And you can do this by pronating the hand. So you have the weight in your hand and you pronate the forearm. As you flex the elbow, you go through the full range of supination and you get a proper and very good engagement of your biceps brachii. So I hope this video helps you. You can follow me on YouTube and subscribe to YouTube and follow me on Instagram and Facebook as I send weekly updates and educational videos on exercises, exercise techniques, and also include a little anatomy here and there. Hope you enjoy this video and that will be a blessing to you. Have a wonderful day. Blessings.